First up, this incredible spectrum of cinematic emotion they cover goes from like super intense and raw all the way to really tender. Take Zaho de Sagazan's Tristesse, people call it magnetic, haunting. But I wonder if it's about how she pairs those deep kind of raw vocals with that electronic tension.
Yes, that tension is key. It's almost minimalist, maybe industrial even.
Yeah, like structural tension, not just dark beauty.
It is. It's like the mechanics of the sadness are exposed. That rawness, it pushes aside glossy production. You have to focus on her voice and that relentless beat structure. It's haunting.
Okay, so that's the intense end. But then swing the pendulum.
And you land on Louane with Maman.
Wow, yeah. Talk about a contrast.
Completely. Louane gives us something so tender and, deeply cinematic too, but in a different way. It's all about love, quiet strength.
And the sound is different too, right? Not the electronic edge.
Exactly. Where Zaho builds tension with soundscapes, Louane creates warmth. It's her honest, clear voice, often quite acoustic, just, remarkably warm.
Two kinds of emotional mastery then. Different tools.
Darn.
So that depth, raw or tender, kind of leads us into this idea of modern artistry and lyrical poetry and pop. Christine and the Queen's St. Claude feels pivotal here.
Oh, absolutely. It really helped define this new era, I think.
How so?
By embracing vulnerability, maybe, and restraint. It mixes pop appeal, it's catchy, but with real poetic grace, and the production is quite minimal.
Right, which lets the lyrics shine. That story, observing someone crying.
Exactly. It lets that nuanced observation, seeing a man cry in public, take center stage. It proved French music could be really personal yet universal, without dumbing down.
Smart but accessible. That high concept thing seems key for this generation.
Yeah.
And then there's Angèle's Amour, Haine, and Danger.
Angèle, she's so witty, confident, really unique sound.
And the song captures, everything. Love, chaos, irony, especially about modern dating, right? The apps and all that.
Yes, all wrapped up in this incredibly smart, almost deceptively catchy melody.
That feels like modern France somehow.
It does. She takes contemporary anxiety, social stuff, and packages it with this confident beat. You hear those urban electronic influences, but it's still clever. Critically smart, yet popular.
Okay, so from that smart social poetry, let's look at scale. This contrast between radical intimacy and the huge stage.
Yeah, that's a fascinating dynamic.
On the intimate side, you've got Pierre Garnier's track, Ceux, était.
Oh, that track feels close, like you said, like reading an old letter.
Why is that, do you think?
The production is just so stripped back, often just acoustic guitar, maybe a nostalgic keyboard sound. It's simple, very human. It feels like part of this wave of honest, unvarnished French pop. The motion first.
No high gloss.
Exactly. Emotional clarity over production tricks.
But then, that intimacy sometimes gets scaled way, way up. Which brings us to Gims.
Ninao.
Right. Gims is the master of that huge scale, the absolute opposite of intimate.
Yeah, this track is pure energy, melodic, definitely built for arenas.
Oh, for massive venues, absolutely. And what's interesting is how he does it. He blends these huge, complex vocal layers with very global urban rhythms.
You can really hear those Afrobeat or trap influences, can't you?
Clearly woven in, but, and this is key, it still hold on to that powerful, distinct French emotional core, even on that massive scale. So wrapping this up for everyone listening, we've covered quite a range here, 6 songs, from deep personal honesty to these big, complex stadium anthems.
And I think the main takeaway is just the sheer diversity. These artists really refuse to be put in any historical box,
Yeah.
They're pulling in global sounds, electro, urban beats, but they're synthesizing it with that traditional French focus on lyrics, on emotion. It's a scene that's actively, almost explosively creating its own new definitions.
And that's really the key point for you, the listener.
Yep.
This music is being shaped right now. These artists aren't bound by the past.
Not at all.
So here's something to maybe mull over.
Yeah.
How does this modern French sound manage to pull in things like the almost mechanical edge of industrial electronics or the fluidity of global urban beats?
Right.
And yet it still prioritizes, still delivers that really specific, deep emotional feeling that makes French music instantly recognizable around the world.
That's the fascinating question, isn't it? How they keep that unique essence alive.